Hi everyone. So today I wanted to talk about the verse in Proverbs chapter 18 verse 21 that talks about how the power of life and death are in the tongue, or death and life are in the power of the tongue, meaning that um whatever we say can have an effect on our lives, basically. And I've heard this verse a lot of times, but lately I find that I've been taking it more serious. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning, and sometimes you wake up in the morning, you think about the things that you got to do, and you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, this day's not, and you tend to think, what, this day's not going to be a good day because of the things that I got to do. You think about the things you got to do, or the things that are going to happen in the day, and you're already thinking in your mind that it's not going to be a good day. But I've become more determined to decide, what, I want a good day, or I want a wonderful day. And I understand that, I can't control everything that happens in my day, or, control what people do around me. But I understand that, what, I can control, how I react to it. I can decide, let's say somebody comes to me and they're upset and they're going on about something. I could decide to pick that up and now, run with that, and two of us, back and forth about it. And then my day becomes frustrated. I become stressed out, or I can decide, to listen. If there's a solution, find a solution, or just let it go. Like, that's my choice, and I have that power. And I think sometimes we don't realize the power that we have over our lives, like I tell you, lately that I've been getting to understand more the power that I have, over my life and the kind of life that I want, despite what's happening around me. I decide, okay, what do I want? And I know I want peace in my life. I want joy in my life, And even if there's turmoil going on around me, there's anger, or there's whatever around me, I don't need to pick that up and run with it, right? It's like it's there, but you don't need to pick it up, not because it's next to you or it's close to you. You gotta pick it up. Sometimes you just gotta leave it, And I realize, that I can determine despite what environment I'm living in, I can decide, if I want a great day, I can have a great day. And then understanding this verse that talks about how the power of life and death is in the tongue, I realize, okay, so if I want a good day, I can speak it, I can say it. And I start saying, what, today's going to be a wonderful day. Today's going to be an awesome day. Even when I think about something that's going to happen in my day that can cause my day to feel as if this was one of my worst days or whatever, I just say, what, I don't even know what is going to make it a great day, I just say it, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be an awesome day. And even if 99% of the times it was whatever, like the end of the day, even if one thing happened good, whether I to compliment somebody and that made them feel good, and then that made me feel good, even if it's that one thing, that there's something, and that's the thing that I'm going to choose to dwell on, instead of dwelling on the things that, might cause me to feel down. And so I choose to dwell on that one little thing that gives me some kind of joy. And I've also learned that we're in control of our peace, and God has taught me that so much. I remember there was a time when I used to, let's say something happened and you disagree or you don't like it, used to make it known. And I find it was so frustrating, because I find like I felt like all the time I was always wrong. But I realized it's not that I was wrong. It's just that God was teaching me to learn to let things go, and to guard my peace, and I've learned to guard my peace. And I've learned that, what, and I've this is my choice. I've chosen peace over being right. Like sometimes, you might try to explain something to somebody, and you're right, but then they might not get it, and you're trying to explain it, and then you get frustrated because they're not getting it. I've learned, what, okay, if you want to say that, we can plainly see it's red, but if you want to say it's blue, then you can go ahead and say it's blue and just back away. Like, it's not worth it, I tell you. And I tell you that I've been so much more happier because I've been guarding my peace. Like, peace is such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing, and when you learn to do, not just let things go and just sail away, it's like, it's such a wonderful place to be. And the thing is that you are in control of that, not people around you. People around you might bring things to you. You don't have to pick it up, Somebody come and say, here, look, take this. You don't have to take it. You can say, no, thank you. You don't have to take it. And I just want us to get that, to understand how much power we have over our lives, determining what we want to have in it, how we want it to be. I want my life to be happy, to be joyful. I learned that I'm in control of my happy days. I want to do something to make myself happy. Do I have the means to do it? Yes, let me do it. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It can be something, because I learned that God provides. You know, I might not be able to go to a 5-star restaurant, but I can go to some one of the small fast food places around the corner, or I can make myself something, or I can just go to an ice cream shop. There's so much that I can do, you know, to just do something fun for me. It doesn't have to be anything big, you know. And even if you have a desire to do something, like one of the things that I desire to do at the end of this year is take myself on an all-inclusive vacation, you know, at some hotel somewhere. And I don't know where the money's gonna come from, you know, but I put it to God. And I remember doing this was last year. I did this and I put it to God and I tell God, this is what I want to do, and if it's your will for me to do it, I pray that you provide it. And he provided, you know. I did it. I went to Tennessee, and it was a wonderful trip, you know. And this year, this is something that I want to do. I don't know where the money's gonna come from, but I put it to God's hand, because I know with God all things are possible. And you know, I try to do things to make myself happy. I realize that I'm in control of my happiness. I want to go somewhere, I take myself out. I get dressed up and I take myself out. I do things that make me happy, you know. I enjoy putting together stuff and seeing how it looks, and so, like, outfits, and so that's something that makes me happy, so I do it, right? You know, like, just make choices that make you a better you. Because when you're happy, you're able to deal with people differently, you know, and people would enjoy being around you. And you know what? It's contagious. It is contagious. And I find that I'm more and more becoming the woman that I always wanted to be. And I'm becoming God's masterpiece. And I thank God for that. Because you know what? I wasn't always here, you know, and I've grown and I've chosen. The thing is, you got to choose to want this and be intentional about it, because God has placed me in situations that I didn't like, but I knew that, okay, this is what God, after I learned that, because before I didn't understand. I used to think, you know, God, what's this, you know. I used to fight against it, but then God showed me that these things that he's putting me in is because he's doing a work in me, and he's trying to get rid of some things within me that are not of him. So after I learned that, I started being intentional about growing. And you think it's because you decide to be intentional about it, it's going to be easy? No. But you know what you're going to gain from it. So then you're more encouraged to go after it, you know. Anyway, I thank you for listening. And I really prayed that everyone would get this. And I thank God. I've realized that I'm taking control of my happiness. I'm learning to value myself, to value my value. You know, I made a video about valuing my value. You know, I'm learning to understand, to accept me for who God created me to be, you know, and who I am, and just decide, you know what, this is what I want for my life. This is how I want my life to be. You know, what steps can I take to make this happen for me, despite what's happening? Like, I am in control of my life. Nobody's in control. I can't say, oh, this person always making me miserable. You know what? I am allowing them to make me miserable, because it's like somebody can tell you that you're a failure, but you only become a failure when you accept that from them, you know, and you start saying it about yourself. Because they can keep saying it about you, but if you keep saying, you know what, I may not understand this right now, but I'm gonna get it, and I'm good in this area. I'm gonna get better at this area. I'm gonna get to be an excellent person in this area. You know, like, you keep saying things like that. They can say whatever they want to say, but it's what you believe about yourself is what comes to pass, you know. And I wish you guys could get it the way I get it, you know, like, just understand how, you know, the things that you speak. Like, you might not be good at something, but don't call yourself a failure, because that's what you're going to become. You know, just say, okay, right now, I mean, I'll be getting this thing right now, you know, I don't understand it, but God, I pray that you'd help me, and say, you know what, I'm going to get good at this. I'm going to get better at this. And you speak things that you want, you know, speak what you want. Don't speak what it might look like. Because yes, this might look like hopeless, but then, you know what? I serve a God that can do anything. So God, I put this into your hands, and I'm going to do whatever I can do to make this make this better. This is not the end, you know. And you decide. You speak things. Don't ever speak anything bad about yourself. Think of this way. Think of it as if maybe it's like magic, you know. If you say something, it's gonna happen. So if you say you'll be a failure, you're gonna be a failure. If you say you're gonna be successful, you're gonna be successful. You know, just choose your words carefully, you know. Anyway, I hope that this video has been able to impact your life in a great way, and I pray that if it has, that you would share it with somebody else. You know, feel free to comment and say something that you do that causes your day to be great, or, you know, that you do to, you know, turn a day that, you know, looks as if it's heading in the wrong direction to a wonderful day. Like, just, you know, share whatever you do, so that, you know, maybe I can learn something from you. Maybe there's somebody else that's watching the video that can learn something from you. We can learn from each other, you know. And feel free to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You can like my video. Yeah, you can like my video, or you can share, subscribe, and yes, everything that, you know, I said before. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I pray that this video would be a blessing to you, and see you in my next video. Bye.